Hello friends, welcome back. I hope you're doing well today. So for today, we have this topic that has been suggested to us by one of our patrons, Robin Kraft. It's a very interesting topic. Never thought of it actually, but this is something that all of us have come across more often than not, and it is interesting. Robin wanted to know what are my thoughts about marriages with big age differences. When I wanted to discuss about it, I thought it's better for me to split this into two discussions. So I will do one part today, the second part will be coming up soon, right? So why I wanted to do that is because there are two different aspects in this whole scenario. So for today's one, I wanted to discuss a couple getting married with a big age difference where the gentleman is a lot older than the lady. So just to go on, the age gap difference can be whatever the number that you like. It can be a decade, it can be a couple of decades or more. It depends. How we see the big age difference is different. It's very unique to each of us. Like for instance, what I consider a big age difference may be like for my mother and father, they had a big age difference of 8 years, but that was an arranged marriage, and lived a very happy and loving, very sweet life. So that is what I've seen. But 8 years is nothing when I see the big age differences nowadays I see. So like I said, let's talk about something so significant like a gentleman who's a lot older than his wife. And let's talk about the expectations in such a marriage. From the gents' end, the expectations, there are obvious expectations in this kind of an relationship. One of the first few things that come to my head is an older gentleman who's dating, who's getting married to a younger wife. Is the expectation is that she's going to be fun and easygoing because she's a young person, has not experienced much in life, and then that happens with young people, right? You tend to be a lot more fun, easygoing, and also adventurous. You are open for adventure. And to make things better, the wife can be a lot youthful looking. So we know the looks matter a lot. That's the reality of it. If we say it does not matter, I think it's us disregarding something very important. So the looks, again, it depends how we perceive beauty or something good looking. Maybe it differs from person to person. Older gentleman will go to a younger wife for something that attracts him physically as well. So looks do matter, and youthful looks always in demand when it comes to women. That's the reality of it. It has been there since the dawn of time. So it will be, because youthful look can actually mean a lot more in the human needs when it comes to being fertile. There is the possibility for offspring and a lot more things. So that's there from the man's side, was one of the expectations. And also another expectation is, when you have a young wife, you all most of the time get less baggage. So when you have a partner who's, maybe let's talk about someone who's 50 getting married to a 25-year-old. If he's getting married to a 25-year-old, the baggage she carries is a lot less, because a lot less experiences in life. Very few things that she may have experienced compared to this 50-year-old man dating and getting married to a wife who's, let's say, 45 to 50. So because she has gone through a lot more in life, there's a lot more that has happened, and there's a lot more baggage. It could be emotional, and at the same time it could be something more on the responsibilities end. So from a man's perspective, when you are getting married to a younger wife, that there is the expectation of less baggage. And also with the baggage, I mean, there will be no set ways because as we grow old, we keep doing things and we get used to so many things. Some of us are very reluctant to change, right? We have a way of eating. This is the exact breakfast that we want to have, and this is the way I want to eat it. And maybe this is the way I like my toilet to look like, and I want this done this way, and it's like my way or highway. So when you have a younger wife, they are a lot more free, carefree, right? And they have not started setting up their ways, how they are going to live. This is how it has to be, da da da. So it's easier. Life becomes a lot more fun and light. So this is one of the expectations that you can see from a gentleman's end when they are going for a younger bride. And one of the other obvious things is the sexual pleasure. So the expectation of high sexual activity and pleasure with a younger wife. So let's talk about from the wife's end or the lady's end. What are the expectations of going for an older man? I know we all have these certain things and oh, this is why a younger woman will go for an older man. But before I go to the negative sides, I just want to think about there are so many things because people are so diverse and their needs, their expectations, their life circumstances are so diverse as well. So I think when a lady, a younger woman, is being attracted to an older man, one thing it could be because of the person is well established. Some young women can be drawn towards, and well established does not mean he's a very rich person, but a person, it may be a retired person, someone who's actually in the 50s towards retirement could be as well, or someone who's a lot more established in life, knows what's going on in life, knows what he's doing, knows what his plans are. So some women find that kind of personality, that those traits a lot more attractive. And along with the being well established, these ladies find these older men to be a lot more mature and experienced in life. Some ladies I know who are young may not feel attracted to younger men of their age or a bit older because some of them may have not figured life out yet, right? So because they are also just trying to figure out what they want in life, how they're going to do it. They're trying to see what's the profession they want to be in, and so on. Some ladies may not find it as attractive. I feel like it also may have something to do with the lady's experience in life. Maybe she had a very loving, caring father and she feels that safety, she likes that feeling of safety and comfort. So maybe she's drawn towards an older man because of that. Or else it can be the total opposite. Maybe growing up, she did not have that comfort and the security from that kind of a father figure. So maybe she is drawn to something like that she missed, that she's trying to find in her partner. So she feels secure, a lot more settled. So that could be a reason as well why a younger woman is attracted to an older man. And obviously it's one of the biggest things that we see as well. Younger women may know an older man may have actually already gone past the big ticket items in his life. So it's like, okay, buying a house, the vehicles, and maybe if he has children already, the children has gone to school, or he has spent all this big money there, that means there is disposable money maybe somewhere that can be invested on her and the comforts in their life. So that could be one of the reasons or one of the points that may attract younger wife towards an older man. So these are not all the points, like I said. It's for each of our expectations, our life needs may be different, very different actually. But when I thought about this topic, these are a few things that came to my mind. But then comes the practicality, actually living it, and the challenges of it as well. So the biggest thing when it comes to man and woman, For an older man, the elephant in the room when it comes to the older man is the expectation of high sexual pleasure and the high sexual drive and the sexual activeness. That's the elephant in the room, as I say. And for a young woman, the elephant in the room is it could be the attraction towards money. I think there could be some challenges when it comes to this kind of relationship because they are in totally different phases in life, these two individuals, because of the age differences. From the challenges point of view, I think one of the major challenges that I see for an older gentleman is the probability of being used. Because, like I said, sometimes you may be viewed as a free ATM or a free bank. So the money, you are expected to spend money and the expectations can vary. So again, like I said, it's not about all this. I'm talking about this a young woman who's been married to a very wealthy person, but that wealth can differ from person to person, right? And then in certain kind of these kind of relationships, that what we have seen is that you are expected to bear a huge financial burden in the relationship, because there's no there's very rarely I've heard there's a split in the the financial end of things when the age gap is big and the gentleman is of the older end. So the probability of being used is high. And another thing is, one of the major drawback for the gentleman can be the stress of having a young wife. She may always have other opportunities or other avenues because she's still young, and that could be a concern for the older gentleman as well. You have to maintain interest from her end towards you. That is where sometimes I feel that it goes in the wrong direction, and the men try to get that attention and keep them attracted to you with money. So it could be those could be challenges from the gentleman's end. From the wife's end, a young wife's end, one of the major drawback I see is, if you are to have so if you are a young partner, and let's say you have a couple of decades kind of an age gap, age difference with your husband who's older, the probability of you being widowed at a young age is high. That's a reality in life, right? So the age picks up, and then we don't know what kind of life situations are there. And at the same time, the older person, not to say that young people don't fall sick, but the probability of an older person falling sick could be a lot more often and frequent. So having to attend to an older partner who has fallen sick, and eventually you having to live a lonely life ahead if the partner is to pass away when you are young. And another one of the major issues that I see is actually, if you are having children, the children will have one of the biggest challenges. Like, they may lose their father at a very young age. That is a concern that I see, one of the biggest concerns in my opinion, and something that I have seen, that children, by the time they are like 5, 10, the father passes away, and such little time they get to be with their father. So this can be a concern from the woman's end, because she will be left with the kid. And like I said, on top of you losing a partner, you may have a young child who may not have his or her father at a young age as well. So that is a major concern in my opinion, and something that I have seen as well in these couples. So there we go. So those were the things, those are my thoughts when I think about a relationship between a younger wife and an older husband. So Robin, this is for you. as suggested by you. So I just addressed one part of it. The next part we will be discussing about an older lady and a younger gent in a relationship, in a married relationship, how it goes, and I will share with you my takeaway. And like I said, there's nothing right or wrong. Relationships are our requirements, our experiences, and our intentions in life may differ immensely. So that's it's up to you to decide. But this is for me, when I just take a step back from the society and look at it, the things I've noticed, things I've seen, and things I've felt about these kind of relationships. So just sharing a thought only. So thank you so much for sticking around, and to all of you, I know it's a very small channel that we have here, but thank you so much for turning up and then listening to my 2 cents about a few things here and there about everyday life. My patrons at Patreon give me suggestions for discussions. So thank you so much for them to them as well. So because it gets me thinking things that I really do not think I will be talking about. So, but it's very interesting. So I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. And until next time, I hope you have a lovely day and just be happy. Bye-bye.